Hey YouTube, welcome back to DBSCG. Today we will be going over my favorite cards from Blue when it comes to the starter and set 1 for Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're gonna set the like goal for another 100. I hope you guys got to stop in for the stream, maybe watch the VOD of me playing the beta. And yeah, I'm just really excited to hop into this game. At this very moment when this is going up, I will likely be in the air on my way to Cardfest to commentate for Battle Spirit Saga and see many of you guys that will be there. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun now. And last but not least, if you like the content, this is a great time to like the video, comment, let me know your thoughts on these cards, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you really love Dragon Ball, go down in the description, check out my UniX DB channel where everything Dragon Ball happens. With that being said, let us get into the video. Alrighty then, so let's take it from the top. We actually are going to start with the Vegeta from the starter deck. You're going to find a trend. A lot of these cards do fit directly in from the starter deck. They did make some very good face cards for these decks. So this Vegeta, like the rest of them pretty much, is a 5-drop, 0 combo value, as well as a 35k attack. This guy's got double strike, and then on play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, the cost of 4 or less, and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. 4 or less is actually a very good value. You're getting rid of a lot of good boss cards, good threats. Now it is not going to touch a lot of, like, the starter deck boss cards won't be touched by this, but there's a lot of 4-drop boss cards that come in the set that will be. Like, this guy could bottom deck the U7 SCR Goku, which is a massive threat. It can bottom deck a lot of just good cards in general. So with that being said, the bottom decking is important because, yes, in a way, you can put cards in somebody's hand and then be very aggressive and force them to combo with them. But bottom decking is better because they don't get anything back and they lose a body. So that plus double strike makes this card just a very straightforward, solid card. Moving on to the next one. You've got Gallic Gun from the starter deck. Activate battle, choose one of your leader cards or battle cards, and it gains plus 15k power for the battle. Then, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So this is actually pretty cool. I value any card that is going to be able to do something and then help you see your next card. I think it's just very good because you're getting the point across, you're doing what you need to do, you're defending yourself or you're making a push, and you're digging in your deck to make sure that you can see more options, make better plays. Now you have to have 7 or fewer cards in hand to use this effect, but you can find playing this game that you will be able to actually keep that up fairly often. That's not a hard condition to live under, especially with the way this deck puts on pressure. So I do very much so like that. This is the closest thing we have to an old super combo where you're going to go up 15k, draw a card, potentially combo with that one as well. I think that this card is just very good in general. Also from the starter deck, I have Final Flash. So Final Flash is just a 2-cost permanent. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1. And then, yeah, you're going to be able to discard 1 card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, the cost of 5 or less, and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. This is one of the best removal cards in the game, honestly, because there's no way to recycle it. By the time you draw into this again, you're going to be close to losing the game. So pretty much, Final Flash is just a very good removal. The discarding a card in your hand doesn't even hurt that much because you're already going to be pretty low. If you have to cast it for 2 and you're at 9 cards in hand, you're going to go from 9 to 8, and then you're going to go from 8 to 7 paying this cost, and that's going to turn on the rest of your cards. So it's not bad. It fits completely well with the deck, and it just removes almost anything in the game outside of, like, expensive green cards. So I do think Final Flash is one of the better cards in Blue in general. Next, we're going to move on to Goku Black, and this card actually holds a special place in my heart for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to explain that after we go through the card. It's a 6-drop, 40k power, which is pretty monstrous. On play, add up to 1 card with the cost of 4 or less from your drop to your hand, and then when attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you may play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So the cool thing I like about this is that you can play this in any deck. You can play this in Trunks, Vegeta, or Goku Black. You will play this card and add that card back to your hand, and then if you have 7 or fewer when you swing, you'll be able to play. But the thing I like about this is that this guy is so flavorful because only when you play him in a Goku Black deck can you reach his full potential. Goku Black has a once per turn effect on his Awakened side where you can bottom deck as a Masu battle card to make your next Goku Black cost 2 less in your hand. So what you can do is play this guy for 6, right? late game for sure, but this is a late game ender. Play this guy for 6. Gain something back to your hand, and you know, if you have 7, you might need to swing with your leader to combo a little bit down. But yeah, you gain a card back to your hand. Then use your leader effect to bottom deck a Zamasu, if you have it on board, making your next Goku Black in hand a 4 cost now. Now, as long as you have 7 or less cards in hand, when you attack with this Goku Black, you will be able to play another Goku Black from your hand because it is now a 4 cost in hand. And that Goku Black will repeat the process. It'll bring something to your hand, which you will then be able to play when you attack with that Goku Black, turning one 6 cost mana or 6 cost energy like card into 3 different swings, 2 of them being 40Ks. That is insane to me. I think that's awesome. And there's a lot of more plays that can go through that, but I think this card is exactly how I want boss cards to be. This is generic and be used in any deck, but it gets its best potential when used in the Goku Black deck. So yeah, love this card. I think it's pretty tight. Next, we've got another SR. We've got Trunks Future, 3 cost, 20k power, 5k combo power, and then on play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and then choose up to 1 battle card with 5 or less that costs 5 or less and return to the owner's hand. Like I said, returning to the hand is not as good as bottom decking, but this is a big stun. If your opponent pays 5 energy to play out a boss, you're effectively negating their turn. They got to swing with it once, and yes, you had to deal with it, but then you get to put it in their hand, and they can't progress their board. They can only reestablish it or try to reestablish it in a different way with different cards. So I think this guy is good. Also, on top of that, he is a card that you can get out with Goku Black. So in that combo I told you about, you can Goku Black into this Trunks, and then just bounce something back. But this guy is good awakening, and he keeps pressure off of you. He's going to take a life while bouncing something back to hand. They'll have to replay. I do like this card a lot, and the art is actually really, really, really nice. Next, I have got Pan, and Pan is just a 1 cost, 5k, but also 10,000 combo power, which is very good. On play, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards from your hand. I like this card because it's an Earthling. That's good for the deck. On top of that, it's got 10k combo value, so you can actually just be like, okay, cool. It's a good piece to have in hand on the defensive or the offensive. But if you ever need to dig for options, Pan will just be played, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Very, very good card. Next, we have another SR. This one is My Future, and this My says on play, she's a 1-drop, 5k power, 5k combo power. On play, add up to 2 cards from your life to your hand, and then auto once per turn if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand. When an opponent's battle card is returned to their hand by one of their skill, or one of your skills, draw 1 card. This is going to be a draw engine. Now, yes, it is easily removed. Red removes this instantly. Green can remove this pretty instantly. It can be tapped in against yellow, and they can swing on. This card is not long-lived. It is not here for a long time. It's here for a good time, and that's cool. However, at the same time, this can potentially net you some draws. It's only 1 energy. You can play this out the turn you intend to use that second effect. That's really good. But the on play 2 cards from your life turn is crazy. You can be extremely aggressive in the first couple turns of the game just to play this and know you're going to add 2 cards from your life to your hand, flip over to awaken, getting a 3rd card, swing with your leader, getting a 4th card, and then still having the ability to play around that because you probably still have some energy left over. This is a great tempo swing, and it's just one of the better cards in the game so far. Next, we're going to move over to Final Hope Slash. And this is an activate battle, your turn. Choose your leader or up to 1 of your battle cards, and it gains plus 2k power for the turn. Then choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 2 or less, return to the owner's hand. This is a very, 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 very nasty card. Not only are you going to go up 20k, like yes, you can't use it on your opponent's turn, which is unfortunate, but yes, you're going up 20k, and then you can actually bounce things. So what happens if you need to push, right? And you just play Pan to find some more cards. Well, now if you really need to push, you can play Sword of Hope Slash, bounce that Pan back to your hand, and if you so choose, you can now combo with Pan in order to go up an extra 10,000, and that is where it is at. That's a very, very strong play. Being able to recycle your cards that have powerful come into play effects that don't need to be on the field anymore because they can't really swing. You can bounce those back to your hand to use them later as combo or reuse their own play effects. Very, very, very strong card. A lot of counter play or combo play with it. Next, you have got Black Kamehameha. This is the opposite. You can only use this on your opponent's turn. But activate battle, opponent's turn, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards. It gains plus 20k for the battle. Then you look at the top, or look at 3 cards on the top of your deck, and you place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. This is really good because it's like, I mean, it's like almost like Sables pretty much. You're going to be able to combo out of something essentially. And then you're going to be able to make sure that your draws going to the following turn are going to be gas. So yes, this is just a very, very, very good card. And now we are on our last card, and that is Sinister Sickle. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards at the cost of 4 or less and place them on the bottom of their deck in any order. This is just good. 4 or less is a very, very, very strong number. There's a lot of things this can remove. This card single-handedly will dismantle boards, and for 3 energy, it's at a very, 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 very good cost to do so. So this is just awesome. I'm very, very happy with this card in general, and yeah. I think blue is just going to be fun. Both Vegeta and Trunks play really well. I think Goku Black's going to take a little bit more solving because it is kind of linked to that Zamasu, and there's a lot of removal going on. So these Zamasus can get faded pretty quickly. But I do think that blue is in a great place starting off in this set. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to move over to the Patreon appreciation. And at the same time, if you have any things that you want to see in the other quadrants of Universe X, just check out that link tree or check out the Dragon Ball channel I have in the description. So let's go thank everybody for Patreon, and yeah. Alrighty then, it was back at the time where we thank everybody who is in the Patreon for being in the Patreon. Just thank you guys for going the extra mile, supporting the brand, supporting the channel, and on the Patreon you can expect to find articles for both One Piece card game as well as Dragon Ball Super Fusion World that are just a little too long to put in video format. So I'll put them up there. We're doing giveaways as well. I'll be finding boxes, starter decks, whatever I can find at the time to give away for your raffle tickets just for being here. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that right now. Kind of late at night for this one, doing a whole lot of editing, but last but not least, I want to give a special vocal shout out to the ones who are the Realm of Xers, the ones who go the extra mile, the Burars, the Brycars, the Big Daddy Flapjacks of the world. Thank you guys for putting in the extra oomph to help this brand float, and I will see you guys all in the next video or article later.